Right, so Africa has the populous youth in the entire world. It's amazing to also know that Africa is the richest continent on this planet Earth. Another amazing fact is that out of this populous youth, over half of them are unemployed, and poverty is skyrocketing and rising so fast. We want to talk about poverty on the African continent. My name is Kofi Asante. In the studios, I have my guest, Joel Higgins, a social activist who would help me digest this poverty on the soil of Africa. Joel, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I guess you're doing right.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Good
my
to
pleasure.
meet you.
What's going on.
So let's talk about this poverty rate in Africa.
Okay.
It's really rising. What might be the problem?
Yeah, poverty. I have heard so many people talk about poverty, but my problem with poverty is it is just you not being able to afford anything. To me, that's what I think is poverty.
Come on, but we are rich in gold, we're rich in cocoa. Look at Ivory Coast, the world's biggest cocoa producing company. Look at Ghana, the second richest cocoa producing company. But look at us, Ghana and Ivory Coast.
Yeah, we got all this, the natural minerals or mineral resources that we have. We can name a few, gold, diamonds, just as you said. We got all these, but the issue is who to take over, who to put it in the right state for everybody.
So who do you think should lead this cause? Who should take over? We had Nkrumah leading this cause. Now who should be taking over?
We're looking at government. You understand? I know government comprise the ordinary people and those that would put in offices or those that would put the mandate or we vote to take charge. The ministries and the executive that would put in place to make this happen. But I also think that the people who put in office are responsible for this to do the distribution, whilst we, the ordinary people, also protected the mineral resources. Our duty as nationals or as citizens.
Jojo, don't you think the African youth is not really standing up to be counted in this regard? We are not demanding more.
It is such that we are not demanding, but it cannot be heard if we are not propagated. If the voice can be said so many times, the voice can be loud out to everywhere, every angle. But if these voices are not even heard, or not even published, or not even spoken out, or not even portrayed out for people to see, it can be heard. So that's what it is.
You see, some few months back, we had some few African, especially Ghanaians, some are Ghanaians, so they went to Libya and Gambia to use the Mediterranean Sea to travel to European world, etc. Many of them fall victims and fall into the sea, and this is something we must stop. What do you think should be the mechanism under which the African Union or the ECOWAS can engineer to stop all of this?
I was very passionate and I was very so much concerned when I watched a documentary on human traffickers. Do you understand? We got so many human traffickers in the system right now. It's so serious. No, the one I watched was the one guy in Libya. Do you understand? As communication people, sometimes we go to such people, we give them the liberty to share their experiences, and some will even practice it, and then we don't get them back. Do you understand? Traffickers are the people we got in the system who are luring the people who are bringing such people and then convincing them to make a step outside. I think such people need to be held responsible. Such people need to be taught a great and very good lesson. When I say good and a great lesson, it means that if you're going to whip somebody 65 canes, such person needs about 125 lashes. Do you understand?
Whoa.
Yeah, we need such mechanisms. We need such punishment mechanisms in a system. Such example to society. And then anybody who's aspiring to be a human trafficker or who is aspiring to be the bad nut of society will now change. You understand?
If you've just joined us, we're still talking about poverty in Africa. My studio guest is Akins. Akins is a social activist, so passionate about the youth development of the African continent. It's amazing. We have all the riches here, but we're still poor. Africans are itching to travel from their countries and move to Europe, Asia, Dubai, etc. to go find better living. Even nurses and teachers, those who we think they are so educated, they are itching to live here. What is the problem? He is helping us to find solution to this problem. He sought to mean that it's a leadership failure, and the executive we've put in charge to man these resources. Don't forget, we are the richest continent on this planet. We have all. Talk about salt, gold, cocoa, timber, bauxite. Mention them, and we got it all here on the African continent. Let's round up the discussion by putting him on the spot and ask him what is really happening in this country called Ghana. The leader we have now, does he think this leader Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is doing much for us as youth? What do you think?
Yeah, that's a good question. You understand? We've had so many leaders come and so many leaders go. You understand? You should just speak to the ordinary Ghanaian right now. They're gonna tell you that, you know, we're hungry, we're this, we're that. You know, last time I had to approach somebody on this subject was, you know, we thought this government was coming to give us something good. We thought he's going to ease a burden. We thought he was going to give us
we
thought he was going to give us a successful life. But you know,
you know,
whilst I'm talking about this, we're seeing a security man. You know, security man who still got his 100 city space, still 100. A security man or a trader or a street vendor, you know, who's still selling, or sometimes, you know, irrespective of the environment, not getting the approach that he or she used to have when street hawking. You understand? So such a person asked me, we're not getting the right thing. What we wanted, we're not getting it. And I said,
Joe, do you think he's failing the president? Is he failing already?
No, he's not failing. He's not failing. But this is the answer I gave such a man. He said, no, we wanted a better life. We wanted our pays increased. We wanted our tags to run down. We wanted to have a full, so easy to buy. But see what we're in, I said. And instead, he has brought us free SHS. And I said, yo, that's good. You only think about yourself. You're a greedy man. I told him, you're a greedy man. You only think about yourself. You think that you can buy and you can buy provisions and pay fees for your kids. But we know we got so many people out there who can't afford that fees. We got so many parents now happy who can now cross their hands, grab a few Jews by the side and watch TV and they have a cool heart. You know, all because of the fact that some time back they couldn't pay their fees. Some time back they couldn't even buy a uniform for their kids. Some time ago, they can't even say to their kids, go tell your headmaster that I'm going to come back and pay your fees. But now this burden is some way out of our shoulders. You understand? So we not only think about ourselves. I think the government has only begun. He's got 4 years, which is a term, but he can do more. I believe that he can do better. From where he has started, a lot of promises, a lot of things to instigate in our country.
Finally, do you think Nana Addo would be like that jail, the Nkrumah, who sought to unite Africa and tell the world the African is able to manage his own affairs? Do you think he's showing?
Yeah, these are two personalities we're talking about. Nkrumah, reading a little about Nkrumah, taught me that even in his government, there are times that even once in a month, or say twice in a month, or say twice in 2 months, he's going to call his ministers or call everybody in position, sit down, and then he's going to ask you, what's happening in your ministry? What's happening in your ministry? Not that he's now seeking the information. He monitors everything that goes on in each ministry. You understand? You know, the government is also putting up, this government is putting up such mechanisms, but not like what Nkrumah does, as in monitoring what goes on. You know, he sees that, but not at all. You know, I feel he can do better. You understand? As in putting up real and then tactical mechanisms in instructing and in monitoring everything that gets in and goes out of the ministry. Whatever decision that's being made, we don't need to wait for the harm to be done before we hold people responsible for what they do. But we need to be checking. We want to see check and balance happening in our society. So when these mechanisms are there, it checks such ministers, or it checks such people in power to put the right things or to act right before they cause the harm.
Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much, Joel. Ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the show, and it's always a pleasure to have a social activist and somebody who's so passionate about the youth in the studios with us. We have been talking about poverty in Africa and how we can get the youth to rise and be rich as our continent, Africa. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Kofi Asante. We'll meet again.
Bingo.